Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Test 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10.
Also, consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and the use of artificial noisemakers are prohibited.
And good afternoon and welcome to Nobby's Ballpark on the campus of Case Western Reserve University for today's game between the Case Western Reserve University Spartans, who are 7-6 on the year, and their crosstown opponent, John Carroll University, which comes in with a record of 10-5 on the season. Good afternoon, everyone. Third home game of the season for the Spartans. I'm John Schwartz, bringing you play-by-play coverage of today's game between the Spartans and the Blue Streaks, in Case Western Reserve looking to get back on the winning side of things after suffering a 15-6 loss their last time out, that game coming against now third-ranked nationally Baldwin Wallace on Sunday. It'll be Matt Du Bois who takes the hill to try to pitch the Spartans to a win here today, and we'll tell you more about him in just a second. But first, let's get you starting lineups, beginning with the batting order for John Carroll. It will be Joe Osavsky leading things off. He'll be followed by Sean Connolly, the right fielder, Justin Hanley, the first baseman, hitting third, and then Bryce Holt, the designated hitter, in the cleanup spot. Connor Maley, the third baseman, will be hitting fifth, followed by Logan Lemire, the catcher, hitting sixth. Jared Orwell playing second base and batting seventh. Jordan Suvak, the left fielder, bats eighth. And then Eric Dalgenti, the center fielder, in the ninth spot. Jamin Higley will be the pitcher today, and we'll tell you more about him when he takes the hill in the bottom of the inning. In the meantime, for the Spartans, defensively, first baseman today is Nick Tallarico. The second baseman is Trey Haley. Shortstop is Jack Anderson. And the third baseman is Owen Levinson. In the outfield from left to right, Kevin McKenzie in left. Center fielder is Logan Andraco, and the right fielder is Nick Harms. Doing the catching today, making his first career start, is Sean Donahue, and on the mound is the aforementioned Matthew Du Bois, who will be making his second start of the year. Joe Olsavsky, the shortstop, stands in, a 200 hitter on the year, making his fourth start of the year, and awaits the first pitch from Du Bois, who rocks and delivers the first pitch of the game, and it is a fastball just above the letters for ball 1-0. Du Bois out of Newcastle, Pennsylvania. The junior, you saw him earlier in his career work as both a pitcher and a hitter, as that's in there for a called strike, 1-1. But as time has moved on, he's kind of moved to a pitching-only role and has done a pretty good job over his career trying to settle in. He's got a big arm, working from the first base side of the rubber, and from the stretch delivers that fastball on the outside corner, 1-2. Du Bois, 6'3", 200 pounds, from Neshannock High School. The 1-2 from Du Bois on the way. Fastball in the dirt, 2-2 the count. For the season, Matt 0-1 with his one start of the year. He went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 3 walks, 2 runs, earned, I should say, 3 runs total. He struck out 3 at 286 opponent's average. Is the 2-2 on the way. In the air, center field, deep but playable, I believe, for Andraco, who drifts back, then settles underneath it and makes the catch for the first out of the game. So Olsavsky able to get that one up in the air, but the ball stays in the park. I believe the starter today, Higley for John Carroll, is making his way from the bullpen now, and we'll have a brief delay as the guys leave the bullpen in the middle of the inning, something usually you try not to do. Meanwhile, the left-handed hitting Sean Connolly will be the batter, and the righty takes that pitch down, or the lefty, I should say, takes that down low for ball 1-0 the count. Connolly hitting at .316 on the year. He's started all 16 games now for the Blue Streaks, 18 hits and 57 at-bats. 7 doubles, a triple, a home run, 14 runs batted in. And the change-up on the inside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. Spartans looking to rely heavily on Du Bois this season. He's battled some early season injuries, looking to come back strong here. As that one fouled off down the third baseline, 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch. Curveball down the middle, taken for a called strike 3. Du Bois freezes Connolly for the second out of the inning. And there are now 2 gone quickly. Good job by Du Bois to mix up his pitches there. And so now Justin Hanley, the first baseman for John Carroll, will step up. Hanley hitting at .333 on the season. 5 home runs through 15 games this season. He's driven in 14. Takes that up and in for a ball, 1-0. Hanley, a graduate student from Venice, Florida. Waits the 1-0 pitch. That one stays up high as well. It's 2-0. Now the 2-0. Again up high, 3-0. Hanley has been with the John Carroll team now since the 2019 season. And his graduate season here, taking advantage of the extra year of eligibility. .3-0 on the way. And it catches the outside corner for a strike, 3-1. So a 3-1 count now. Dangerous hitter at the plate is that one swung on, grounded to third. Levinson with a chance on the ground ball. Throw to first, a little low, but a nice job by Tallarico to dig that up. And that ends the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Du Bois as he sits down the Blue Streaks in order in the first, and we'll move to the bottom of the first inning. In a scoreless game, Case Western Reserve coming to bat, and let's get you the batting order for the Spartans. Jack Anderson, the shortstop today, leading things off. He's been red hot. Number 1 in Division III in doubles this year with 12. Trey Haley, the second baseman, hits second, and then Zach Carinci, the designated hitter, batting third. Nick Harms, the right fielder, in the cleanup spot, and then Kevin McKenzie, who's been hot in his own right. He'll be playing left field and batting fifth. Nick Tallarico had 2 home runs against Baldwin Wallace. He hits in the sixth spot today. Logan Andreyko, the center fielder, bats seventh. Sean Donahue making his first career start and hitting out of the 8th spot. And then Owen Levinson, the third baseman today, will bat ninth. For John Carroll defensively, at first base is Justin Hanley. Second baseman is Jared Orwell. The shortstop is Joe Olszewski. And the third baseman is Connor Maley. In the outfield, Jordan Suvak is in left. Center fielder is Eric Dalgenti. And the right fielder is Sean Connolly. Doing the catching, Logan Lemire. And then on the mound today is Jamin Higley. Higley 1-0 on the year with a 5.40 ERA through 3 starts. And he's gone 10 innings over that stretch. 13 hits allowed by Higley this season for a .283 opponent's batting average. He's allowed 9 runs, 6 of them earned, 7 strikeouts, and 4 walks this season for Higley. Higley, who wears number 0, a lefty out of Union City, Pennsylvania, Union City High School, 6'2" junior. And we'll look to match zeros here with Matt Du Bois, who pitched a scoreless first. Tough matter to get things going off against here with Jack Anderson coming up to the plate. Anderson, Haley, and Carinci due up for the Spartans to get things going against the lefty. First pitch on the way, Anderson swinging and fouls it back. Mentioned Anderson leading all Division III players this season in doubles. He has 12. Anderson 25 for 56 on the year, batting at .446, 13 runs scored, 12 RBIs. He has a triple and a home run on the year as well as he takes a called strike, and the count goes to 0-2. Anderson, a speed threat when he gets on the bases as well. He's stolen 7 on 8 attempts, and he's going to get on here with a little dunker into left field for a base hit. So Anderson continues to hit as he singles into left field to start his day. And the Spartans have the leadoff man on after the base hit by Anderson. And so there'll be one on, nobody out, and that will bring up Trey Haley to the plate, who's been elevated to the 2 spot in the lineup. Haley's off to another good start to the year. A .364 hitter on the year with 1 home run and 8 runs batted in. Mentioned we've seen him in the bottom half of the lineup most of the years. That gets past the catcher all the way to the backstop, and Anderson will move up to second on a wild pitch. So quickly, Jack Anderson into scoring position, and a chance for the Spartans to do some damage here in the first inning against Higley. Anderson takes his lead from first. The 1-0 on the way to Haley. And he swings and fouls it back, 1-1. Haley has been very, very good. Productive member of the team. You see him start a lot of games at short, a few at second base this year as well. The 1-1 on the way. Pitches in the dirt for a ball, 2-1. Well, an early opportunity here for the Spartans. Anderson with good speed at second base. Haley, who's been a very good bat at the plate. 2-1. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball, and that brings the count to 2-2. Zach Carinci is out on deck, and his bat's starting to heat up after a slow start to the year. 2-2 on the way to Haley. And he fouls back one to stay alive. It's 2-2. Higley shakes off a sign from the stretch and down the middle of the rubber with a runner at second and nobody out in the first. 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Higley gets a big strikeout as Haley is retired for the first out of the inning.
Number 31, Zach Carinci.
So Higley gets the strikeout on the breaking ball in the dirt, and that'll bring up Zach Carinci. Runner still at second, 1 out now. Carinci, the designated hitter today. Hitting at .259 on the season. Takes that on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Anderson takes his lead from second. Carinci, getting a bit of a slow start to the year for him, but he's starting to heat up. That one grounded to third and bobbled. And everyone will be safe. That'll be an error on the third baseman. Anderson moves to third on the play, and now runners on the corners with 1 out. Anderson would have ended up at third one way or the other. But they should have had Carinci out at first. Instead, men on the corners and 1 away now for Nick Harms. And Harms a chance to give the Spartans the early lead. Well, this is a perfect situation for Harms, who could take a big cut here at a pitch early in the count. It is a lefty-lefty matchup, but Harms right now just looking to pull something deep into right field and drive that runner in. He takes the first pitch breaking ball down and away, and it's 1-0. Harms on the season hitting at .333. He has 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in. 8 doubles on the season as well for Harms, who hits that one sky high in the infield, and that's going to be a huge break there for Higley. Shortstop Olsavsky underneath it, gloves it with 1 hand for the second out of the inning, and that is a big break for the second out of the inning. Boy.
Hitting fifth for Spartans, number 10, Heaven.
So Harms was trying to pull something there, but just got underneath the pitch and just skied it up in the infield, and that will be the second out of the inning. So 2 retired and a chance for Higley to work out of some first inning trouble as Kevin McKenzie stands up. McKenzie making his way into the lineup every day now with a nice little stretch of baseballs. He takes that pitch for a strike, 0-1. McKenzie hitting at .385 on the year. 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. Has done most of the damage over the last week or so. Runner goes on the 0-1, and the pitch swung on and fouled back. A huge jump there for Carinci, who has really been stealing bases in bunches lately. He is tied for the team lead with 7 steals this year, but forced to return there. Would have had his 8th stolen easily. Instead, it goes to an 0-2 count on McKenzie at the plate. Again, a chance for Higley to work out of some trouble here with one more strike, and he does just that, does he? They'll check down in the field, will they? They will check in the field, and they'll say he held up. So the umpire in the field says McKenzie was able to put the brakes on that swing. Good curveball there by Higley, and if I'm him, I'm coming right back with that pitch again. It's a really good curve. He just got underneath McKenzie's hands there. He tries, he does, and matches that same pitch and gets him swinging for strike 3. So the Spartans get the leadoff man on, but leave 2 stranded in the inning with no runs on a hit, an error, and 2 left on base. And we'll move to the second in a scoreless game. Holt, Maley, and Lemire due up when we return.
Leading off the second inning for John Carroll, number 34, Bryce Holt.
Top of the second inning, and the Spartans and the Blue Streaks all even. Scoreless through 1, although the Spartans had their chance in the first. John Carroll went down in order in the first inning against Matthew Du Bois, and Du Bois back out to begin inning number 2 here, facing the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the order. Starting with Bryce Holt, the lefty who swings and misses, and the count goes to 0-1. Now the 0-1. And fastball on the outside corner, 0-2. Good start here by Du Bois, who's brought his best stuff so far today. Retired the first 3 batters he faced. And the count 0-2 here on the lefty Holt, who's hitting a .255 on the year. And the breaking ball, chopper, hit towards short. Or, pardon me, second. Haley has it, kind of shovel passes it over to first in time to get the out. And there's 1 gone. Well, Trey Haley came all the way over towards first base. That'd be nice for him. You know, he's used to making that throw from short. It's a lot easier when you're only about 5 feet away from the first baseman. Just break out that little shovel pass over to first. So 1 gone, and that'll bring up Connor Maley, who's off to a nice start to his year, batting at .341. Fastball fouled off. It's 0-1. This will be the 3rd OAC opponent the Spartans have played this season. Case Western Reserve split a doubleheader with Marietta. The Spartans lost on Sunday to Baldwin Wallace. OAC tough as always, as that pitch fouled off, and it's 0-2. Maley, 3 home runs, 12 runs batted in, 9 runs scored this year. The 0-2 on the way. And just getting a piece of that, fouling it off to stay alive is Maley. Spartans trying to get back to 2 games over 500 as they begin a stretch of 16 conference games in their next 19 total contests. Be thick in UAA play shortly. Starting this weekend against Washington University, the team will be on a bus shortly heading out to WashU. That ball hit hard deep down the line and left, but well foul as Maley got out in front of that one. So 0-2, 1 away, bases empty, second inning. DuBois on the mound, Maley at the plate. DuBois shaking off a sign from Donahue. And now the pitch. Breaking ball, foul back again. Maley, who has fallen behind early in the count, is still behind 0-2. Doing a good job fighting off some pitches here. He's fought hard to stay alive in this at-bat. DuBois has given him some pretty good stuff here. Here's the 0-2. And a pitch in the dirt. That's a good pitch from DuBois, even though it was nowhere near the strike zone. Maley had fouled off the first 5 pitches of the at-bat, and I think it's a good job by DuBois. Try and throw him something he has to reach at to swing at there, and a really nice job. Good thinking there for DuBois, who will now offer a 1-2 to Maley. And swung on, tied him up on the inside pitch, but he fouls that one off, and the count stays at 1-2. And is already the 6th foul ball of this at-bat, and a good job by Maley to just keep fighting pitches off and make DuBois work. DuBois will settle back up on the hill. He's trying to figure out what pitch to throw here that Maley won't foul off. He's shown him the whole arsenal so far as the 1-2 on the way. And that one just misses off the outside corner. DuBois wanted that as the count goes to 2-2. First pitch taken, or second pitch of the at-bat taken by Maley. That one did not miss by much. I think DuBois here in a situation where he's a little hesitant to throw the changeup to Maley, who hammered it earlier in the at-bat. That one misses outside, 3-2. Tremendous at-bat here by Maley. Next pitch will be the 10th of the at-bat. And after DuBois had cruised through the first 4 batters of the game, Maley has made him work here. 3-2 offering from DuBois. And it's up high, ball 4. What an at-bat by Maley. And he will reach first, the first base runner of the game for the Blue Streaks, and now a little bit of a jam for DuBois to work out of here in the second with a runner on and 1 away. I'll bring up the catcher, Logan Lemire. Lemire, a .293 hitter on the season with 8 runs batted in. First pitch, and up and in for ball 1. See if DuBois can get back on track here. 1-0 to Lemire, who is trying to get on base. And that one up high, and it hits him. And this is where DuBois has fallen into a little bit of trouble over his career, where maybe something doesn't go his way in an inning, and then all of a sudden things start spiraling a bit. After what was a really good at-bat by Maley, he throws a ball and then plunks Lemire. Now 2 on, 1 away. He's facing the bottom of the order here with Orwell, the 7-hitter, up. Orwell just hitting a .231 on the year, 2 runs batted in. And so certainly if you're DuBois here, you want to attack him. And I think pitching coach Steve Grunberg out just to have a word with DuBois and probably tell him just that. In the meantime, looks like the Spartan bullpen will get up and moving here, although I don't think anyone throwing yet. Maybe someone actually is up behind the dugout. We'll see if we can see who that is. I believe that's going to be Adam Hamilton, who's up and warming. Meanwhile, the meeting on the mound breaks up. So Hamilton, number 3, will be the first relief pitcher up, it appears, today. We'll see if Du Bois can extricate himself from this situation.
Number 4, Jared Orwell.
Du Bois looking in. First pitch on the way. Fastball popped up in the infield. Levinson there, called off by Anderson, the shortstop. The infield fly rule was called, so the runner is out anyway as Anderson puts that away. And on the first pitch of the at-bat, Orwell pops up. And that is a huge second out. So they'll bring Jordan Suvak to the plate. Suvak 0 for 2 on the season. Limited at-bats for him. 1 run scored. He's making his first start of the season out in left field today. See if Du Bois can get out of this inning. First pitch hits softly out in front of the plate. There to get his Donahue. Throws a little high, but a nice job at first base by Tallarico. And after working his way into some trouble, Du Bois able to get out of it with 2 straight pitches. And that ends the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left on. Bottom of the second coming up. Tallarico, Andreyko, and Donahue due up when we come back. Welcome back. Bottom of the second inning. Scoreless game. Both pitchers escaping some trouble their last time out as Tallarico on the first pitch skying that one into right center, and the right fielder over to get it. That's Sean Connolly. And 1 pitch went out for Higley in the second inning. And they'll bring up Logan Andreyko with 1 away. Tallarico flew out, Andreyko, and then Sean Donahue, the next 2 up for the Spartans. Andreyko, the left-handed hitter, batting at .300 on the year. 6 for 20 with 2 runs batted in. Limited plate appearances this season for Andreyko, but he's starting to heat up, and Coach Englander getting him in the mix a little bit more. Higley very accurate so far for John Carroll as that one's fouled back. 20 pitches now, 16 are strikes. It's really, really good early on. Spartans had him in a bit of trouble in the first as Andreyko steps out of the batter's box, rubbing his eye. Jack Anderson led the inning off with a single. An error with 1 out put runners on the corners, but Higley worked around it, getting a pop out and a strikeout to end the frame. Bases empty now with one away in the inning. And Andreyko pops that one up in the infield. Shortstop Olszewski there, puts it away, and there is one gone. Two gone, excuse me.
Now batting for Case Western Reserve, number 22, Sean
So
Donahue.
that'll bring up Sean Donahue to the plate, who gets his first start of the year, making his 5th appearance overall. Donahue looking for his first RBI of the season. For his first hit of the season. As he muscles that one, and that should get down. Let's see. No, over to get it in right field, and making the catch for the out is Connolly in a very quick inning for Higley, who throws just 5 pitches in the frame and gets out of it pretty quickly there. So we'll move to the third, scoreless. 9-1 and 2 due up for John Carroll, Dalgenti, Olszewski, and Connolly when we come back. Welcome back once again. It's Case Western Reserve University and John Carroll University, scoreless through 2. Spartans will go to the bullpen here, and Austin McGowan will be the new pitcher for Case Western Reserve. McGowan, the righty, 6'1", first year out of Bellefontaine, Ohio, Benjamin Logan High School. McGowan has been pretty good for the Spartans. We've seen him mostly as a starter this year. This will actually be his 4th appearance. 2 of those have been starts. No record, a 4.63 ERA. He's thrown 11 and 2/3 innings, giving up 11 hits, 239 opponent's batting average against him. He's allowed 7 runs, 6 of them earned, walking just 4, striking out 9. You know, this is one of those games I think Coach Englander is seeing as a little bit of a tune-up heading into conference play next week, or this weekend, I should say. He's going to try to get some pitchers some work.
Number 3, Eric Dalgenti.
As Eric Dalgenti will step in. Dalgenti hitting a 255 on the year. And the first pitch fastball from McGowan misses a little up high, 1-0. I would imagine we're looking at about 2 innings maybe from McGowan here today, but I could see this being a staff kind of game for the Spartans bullpen. At this point, is that ball lifted in the air, center field, playable for Andreyko. And there's one gone.
Now batting for John Carroll, number 25.
So 1 out now, and that will bring up Joel Olszewski, who flew out to center field in his first at bat. McGowan, we could see make a start this weekend. I think you know the top 3 in the Spartans rotation right now. Pretty well set, assuming everyone's healthy, as that pitch misses up and out. 1-0 the count. You've got Reese Marley, you've got Evan Faxon, and then Kyle Geerding, who I think will probably get the starts on Friday and Saturday for Case Western Reserve, and then maybe an opportunity as that one misses down low to see maybe a bit of an audition today that Coach Englander is having to see whether he wants to go with Du Bois. Maybe it's McGowan, maybe an Archer Stankowski in that game. You have some options if you're Coach Englander, and I think we may see some of them today. Another one lifted in the air to center field, and another chance for Andreyko, who's up for the task, putting that away for the second out of the inning. So McGowan has retired 2 batters on 5 pitches here. And that'll bring up Sean Connolly. Connolly, a left-handed hitter. Struck out looking in his first at bat of the game, hitting at .310 on the year. And that ball rocketed into right field, and that'll be the first hit of the game for the Blue Streaks. So Connolly with the single, first pitch swinging. And there's a man on with two away for the three-hitter Justin Hanley.
Batting for John Carroll, number 8, Justin Hanley.
Hanley, again, mentioned before, a dangerous hitter. Hitting at 327, 0 for 1 today, a ground out to third in his first at bat. And he takes the off-speed pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. McGowan last pitched on Thursday, went 3 innings against Adrian in that 17-8 win. Started that game. Zamitz is down and out for a ball, 1-1. Gave up 4 runs, all earned on 5 hits, surrendered 2 home runs, walked 1, struck out 2. Picked up a no decision in that game. Breaking ball, fouled down the line and right and out of play. And the count goes to 1-2. So 1-2 the count, 2 away, runner at first. McGowan takes a deep breath on the hill. Throw down to first, not in time. Scoreless game, top of the third inning. From the stretch, McGowan delivers, and it's in there for a called strike 3, and that ends the frame. So Hanley down looking, and that will end the third for John Carroll. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left on base. We will move to the bottom of the third inning. Levinson, Anderson, and Haley due up. 9-1-2 in the order for Case Western Reserve when we come back. Nine, 1-2 for the Spartans here in the third. Levinson, Anderson, and Haley. Team scoreless, each team with a hit so far.
Number 2, Owen.
Levinson hitting at 500 on the season. This is making just his second start. It's seen time mostly as a defensive replacement, but has gone 3 for 6 at the plate with a double and takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Now the 1-0 on the way. Breaking ball down the middle for a strike, and it's 1-1. Really nice afternoon here in Cleveland. That misses down and in. Maybe a little bit of a cloud cover out there, some light clouds, but temperatures in the 50s, not much of a breeze right now, so it's about as good as you can ask for this time of year. Chopper down the third base side, and it takes a hop off the turf and goes foul, and so the count evens 2-2. So Levinson will head back with a 2-2 count. Higley threw 17 pitches in the first inning, but just 5 to get through the second. He's now retired 5 straight batters since allowing runners to get on the corners with 1 out in the first. Misses with that one, and the count goes to 3-2. He's thrown just 7 balls so far through the first 2+ innings, and 3 of them have come in this at-bat to Levinson. 3-2. And that one fouled away. So good job by Levinson, who's already seen 6 pitches, 1 more than Higley threw all last inning. Another 3-2 coming. And it's down low, ball 4. So the first walk of the day issued as Levinson draws it, and with nobody out, that'll bring Jack Anderson to the plate. Anderson maybe showing some signs of cooling off in the last game or two, but, you know, it doesn't take much to cool off from the level Jack was at when at one point he had 8 doubles in a 3-game stretch. And that one misses outside for a ball to Anderson. 1-0. Jack did pick up a base hit in his last at-bat, singled into left center. His average of .456 on the year, and you're now talking about a pretty sizable sample. This is the 14th game of the season for the Spartans. Outside, 2-0. Said it before, Jack has always been a pretty good bat-to-ball guy, but what has changed for him this year is the power, which has really significantly increased. He is just driving the ball more than he's done before. That one catches the outside corner. Good take by Anderson on a good pitch by Higley. Count now at 2-1. Levinson takes his lead from first. Nice sized lead out there as that one grounded up towards the middle. Could be 2. Steps on second for 1. Throw to first in time. A 6-6-3 double play turned by the shortstop Olszewski. And that erases the base runner, and there are 2 gone in the inning. So 2 outs now, and Trey Haley will be the batter.
Stepping up to the plate for Case Western Reserve, number 19, Trey Haley.
Haley hitting here now with the bases empty, 2 away. Struck out swinging his first time up and takes a called strike there. It's 0-1. Haley, a .356 hitter on the year now. The senior second baseman out of Virginia. That pitch misses down low, 1-1 the count. Foul back, 1-2. Higley peering out from over his glove, working quickly. And that one fouled down the first baseline. Higley has done a good job working inside against the righties, and you can tell he's kind of catching some of the right-handed hitters off guard today, just coming inside with with the fastball and the breaking ball today. That just misses low, and it's 2-2. Zach Carinci is out on deck for the Spartans, hoping to get a shot here in the bottom of the third of a scoreless game. That ball grounded and through for a base hit. So Haley finds the hole between short and third. He gets the Spartans' second hit of the game. A single through the left side, and now Zach Carinci will step up with a chance to keep the inning going.
Number 31, Zach Carinci.
Carinci reached on an error his first time up. I have to imagine Haley, who has stolen 3 bases on 4 attempts this season, will be running at some point in this at-bat, as that one misses down and out for a ball, and this might be the pitch here, but ahead in the count 1-0. Watch Haley at first base as Higley delivers. There goes Haley. The throw from the knees down to second, and it is in time. From his knees, Lemaire making the play at second base. And that will end the inning, as the Spartans get 2 runners on in the frame, a walk and a hit, but a double play and a caught stealing, and Higley faces the minimum. We'll move to the 4th, scoreless between Case Western Reserve and John Carroll when we come back. Scoreless game. Both teams have certainly had some chances here through the first 3 innings, but John Carroll and Case Western Reserve even through the first 3, trying to get the first run on the board. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. As the breaking ball from McGowan to Holt, taken for a strike, 0-1. Holt hitting at .250, 0 for 1 in the game with a ground out to second base in his first at bat. That coming against Matt Dubois. Fouls that one off, and it's now 0-2. Oh and 2 the count, nobody out. McGowan from the stretch. Just a bit inside, and it's 1-2. No action in the bullpen yet for Case Western Reserve. We'll see how long McGowan goes here. As that one hit him. Yeah, got him on the foot. So Holt hit by the pitch.
Now batting for the Blue Streaks, number 26, Connor Maley.
And so there'll be a runner on with nobody out. First time today that John Carroll has had the leadoff runner on. And I'll bring up Maley, who takes that pitch for a ball after squaring to bunt. His at bat in the second inning was kind of a tone changer for Matt Dubois. Maley saw 10 pitches in the at bat after falling behind 0-2. As that one bunted back to the mound, McGowan had a play at second, but couldn't quite get the ball out of the glove to go, and then gets the easy out at first base instead. So that'll go as a sac bunt. Holt moves into scoring position at second base. Second time today that John Carroll's had a runner at second. It comes with 1 out, and now Logan Lemaire will be the batter. Hitting at .293, was hit by a pitch back in the second inning. Spartans. And the Blue Streak scoreless here as Lemaire will take that for a strike, 0-1. Tallarico pulled in a few steps at first base against the righty. As the 0-1, and that hits him. Second time today, Lemaire has been hit. Second hit batter of the inning for McGowan. And so once again, some trouble for the Spartans. It was the same 3 to start the inning in the second when similar situation occurred. First and second with 1 out against Dubois at the time. Jared Orwell came up in that situation and popped one up to short. 0 for 1 on the day is Orwell, who takes the first pitch fastball on the outside corner. A late strike call from the home plate umpire, 0-1. Now the 0-1 on the way. Another one on the outside corner, 0-2. So Orwell being a little bit more patient here. Again, a .222 hitter. 2 runs batted in. A chance here to give his team the lead with a base hit. And he lines that one in towards the gap in right center field, and that should give the Blue Streaks the lead. It's fielded in center by Andreyko, who gets it in quickly to second. But scoring on the play from second base is Holt. Lemaire goes all the way to third, and the Blue Streaks strike first in this one. It's 1-0 John Carroll.
You're going to have to hit run again. Now batting for John Carroll, number 51, Jordan Suvak.
So 1-0 on the second hit of the game for John Carroll. And now a chance to add on further as Jordan Suvak comes to the plate. First pitch, fastball, knee high and down the middle for a strike to Suvak, who's looking for his first hit of the season. Suvak Grounded out in front of home plate on a check swing his first time up. Double play depth in the infield for the Spartans, who will look to turn two and try to get McGowan out of the jam here in the fourth. Down low for a ball, 1-1. McGowan surveys the base paths, now delivers. Curve off the plate, and it brings the count to 2-1. Runner goes, the throw down to second, and it's applied in time. Well, Haley looked like he came out in front to try to cut it off. But that is a big caught stealing, 2-6 on the caught stealing. And all of a sudden now a chance here as the count goes to 3-1, but with the runner on 3rd and 2 away, a chance for McGowan to get out of trouble without any further damage. You could be careful here, but you kind of want to attack Suvak as that one's fouled off. And the count goes full, 3-2. Now 3-2. Breaking ball line, drive center field, base hit. Lemaire will come in to score. Suvak with his first hit of the season drives in the run, and it's 2-0 John Carroll.
Now batting for John Carroll, number 3, Eric Daugenti.
So 2 outs, runner on, 9-hitter coming up. And Eric Daugenti, who takes it on the outside corner for a strike. Daugenti flew out to center field his first time up. 2-0 John Carroll, 2 runs here in the top of the 4th. Fastball at the knees, 0-2. Now the 0-2. Swung on, hit hard towards short, and gets through for a base hit. Runner will try for second. Here goes the throw, and in safely at second base with a double is Daugenti. Well, it's a weird double, but I think that's the only way to score that one. He, was going for second the whole time, and so, well, going for second enough of the time at least, and so it's second and third now. Suvak moves up to third on the play. That's 3 straight hits now against McGowan. And back to the top of the order as Joe Olszewski will be the batter. Olszewski 0 for 2, 2 flyouts to center field. A chance to blow this game open. Has runners at second and third. And 2 away as he takes the pitch for a strike from McGowan, 0-1. Up in the bullpen for the Spartans is Sankalp Doshi. As a swing and foul tip back, 0-2. Now the 0-2 on the way. Breaking ball, swung on and missed at strike 3, but the damage is done here in the 4th. As John Carroll with 2 runs on 3 hits, they leave 2 men on. We'll move to the bottom of the 4th, heart of the order for the Spartans as they try to answer back. Carinci, Harms, and McKenzie when we come back.
Corinci.
Welcome back to Nobby's Ballpark. Case Western Reserve down 2-0 to John Carroll. It's been a good outing so far for Jamin Higley, who misses outside to Corinci. 1-0 the count. Zach Corinci reached on an error. His first time up was up at the plate last inning when Trey Haley was caught stealing. Corinci takes a strike there, and it's a 1-1 count. Ground ball through for a base hit. Third hit of the game for the Spartans. First of the day for Corinci, who reaches base for the second time. And he's on with a single.
Now batting for the Spartans, number 26, Nick Harms.
So that will bring up Nick Harms. Harms had a chance to give the Spartans an early lead in his first at-bat of the game. Came up with runners on the corners and one away, but popped the ball up high in the sky to shortstop for the second out of the inning at the time. Batting here with a runner on and nobody out, and he takes that one inside. 1-0 the count. Dangerous batter here for Higley, who has looked good so far, but facing a guy who could tie the game with one swing. And that ball lifted in the air. Shallow right field, coming on and unable to get to it as it lands in the Bermuda Triangle out there between the center fielder, right fielder, and second baseman. Good running by Corinci, who read it well all the way and goes first to third. And now the Spartans with runners on the corners, the potential game-tying runs on the corners, and nobody out in the inning. And now Kevin McKenzie coming to the plate. McKenzie struck out swinging his last time up, and let's see how Higley approaches him here. Higley really did a good job in the first at-bat against McKenzie of getting the ball underneath his hands. He was effective at that. Let's see what he comes with here. First pitch. Left that one a bit over the plate, but it catches for a strike as McKenzie takes it 0-1. Kevin hitting at .370 on the year. He's off to a great start to his season. Now the 0-1 on the way. Ground ball to second, could be two. Flip to second for one, on to first, in time, double play. It'll go as a 4-6-3 double play. It does bring a run across, but no RBI for McKenzie on that. So the score 2-1.
Number 29, Nick Tallarico.
Second double play the Spartans have hit into in the last two innings, and now the base is empty for Nick Tallarico. Tallarico flew out to right field his first time up. And takes that pitch up high for a ball, 1-0. Now the 1-0. And on the outside corner, called strike 1-1. Tallarico coming off one of the better games of his career. Had 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in against Baldwin Wallace on Sunday. And if his bat gets going, that's a big boost for this Spartan team. Tallarico, a guy who probably on next to Harms has as good a power as anyone on this team. That misses outside for a ball, 3-1. Now the pitch. That's down and in. So now the count goes to 3-2, pardon me. So full count, 2 away, base is empty. Tallarico awaits the payoff pitch from Higley. And he hits that in the air, deep towards center field, way back. Over is the center fielder, looking up, and it's off the base of the wall. Tallarico turns the Jets on around second. The throw comes in, not in time, and it's a triple for Nick Tallarico. Tallarico gets the third and does the roller coaster with the teammates in the bullpen. But boy, he had another towering ball to center field that just kept carrying. Center fielder Eric Dalgenti just couldn't quite catch up to it, and it ended up hitting off the base of the wall. And so runner at third now, 2 away, a chance to tie the ball game here with Logan Andreyko at the plate. Hard ground ball to second, but fielded cleanly and thrown on to first in time to get the out. Good job by the second baseman Orwell to make the play. And Andreyko, first pitch swinging, ends the inning. But the Spartans get a run back with 3 hits in the inning. They leave one man stranded, and we'll move to the 5th. 2-1 the score. John Carroll with a 1-run lead. 2, 3, and 4 in the Blue Streaks order. Connolly, Hanley, and Holt due up when we get back. Two to one, John Carroll leading as we move into the 5th inning. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Blue Streaks. Connolly, Hanley, and Holt due up. Connolly 1 for 2, a single in the 3rd, and struck out looking in the 1st. Left-handed hitter facing the righty McGowan, who begins his 3rd inning of work. And the breaking ball misses down low, 1-0. McGowan 32 pitches through his first 2 innings. Was pretty effective in the 3rd, but got into trouble in the 4th inning, allowing the only 2 runs of the ball game given up by Spartan pitching today. Both runners that scored were hit by pitches, so that one misses down low. Connolly at the plate with the 1 for 2 so far today, now batting at .322 on the season. Doshi throwing in the bullpen, so we'll see how long the leash is on McGowan here, as that one grounded over to short. Anderson there, throws to first in time to get the out, and there's one gone. Well, Jack Anderson, what a story he's been this year. Not only doing it at the plate so far this season, but he's been a really good defensive catcher, and now the Spartans moving him to shortstop. Probably not a full-time role for him, but certainly I think we'll see him some at short, some behind the plate at this point, and he's probably the best defensive player at either position for the Spartans. Today, getting a look at Sean Donahue behind the plate, who's getting his first start at catcher. That one hit towards 3rd. Levinson backing up with a long throw to 1st. Makes the play to retire Hanley for the 2nd out of the inning. Good job there by Levinson. And there are 2 gone.
Now batting for the Blue Streaks, number 34, Bryce Holt.
And a chance for McGowan for a quick inning here. 4 pitches deep. He's got 2 outs and will face Bryce Holt, the designated hitter, who is 0 for 1. Grounded out to second base and then was hit by a pitch to begin the 4th. Came across to score the first run of the game. Letter high fastball for a strike, 0-1. Good job there by Holt to take a pitch after a 1 pitch out the batter before. Here's the 0-1. Down low, 1-1. Spartans out hitting John Carroll 5-4 in this game. But the Blue Streaks lead 2-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. McGowan a strike away from getting through a 1-2-3 5th. Here's the 1-2. Checking his swing there is Holt. He holds up. So the count goes to 2-2. Ground ball, first base side foul. Count stays at 2-2. The umpire down at first base here with only 2 umpires out on the field today. That changes for conference play. They'll switch to a 3 umpire crew, but you can't really check a swing on a lefty hitter with the umpire down at first. As that ball rocketed in the air, deep towards right center field. Andreyko going back. It's over his head and off the warning track. Andreyko tracks it down out there. Stopping at second is Holt as he pulls in with a 2-out double. And John Carroll will have a chance to extend their lead with a runner in scoring position and 2 away. And the batter at the plate will be Connor Maley. Maley has walked and has a sac bunt, so no plate appearances yet. I should say no at-bats yet for Maley. 2 plate appearances. First pitch. Fastball misses a bit off the outside corner of the plate, and it's 1-0. John Carroll comes in with a 10-5 record. It's been a good season so far for the Blue Streaks as the breaking ball catches the upper portion of the strike zone. 1-1. Each team with 5 hits now. One swing and a miss. McGowan tied him up with that fastball up and in. As the team, John Carroll hitting a .284 on the season. Pitching staff with a 4.78 ERA. They've scored 106 runs in their 15 games coming into play today. 1-2. And in the dirt, gets away from the catcher and moving up to third on the wild pitch is Holt. Might have been a cross up there, as it seemed like Donahue, maybe not ready for that one, came up on it a little bit early. And Donahue making his first start. He's seen time behind the plate, but first start at catcher of his career. So the 2-2 now on the way. Runner at third. And it just misses for ball 3. Full count 3-2. McGowan wanted that one, but does not get the call from the umpire. And so the count full, 3-2. Runner at third, 2 away. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3 at the fastball. So McGowan coming with that outside fastball gets Maley swinging. And that will be the final out of the top of the 5th. No runs a hit, a runner left on third. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Donahue, Levinson, and Anderson due up when we come back.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th inning for Case Western Reserve, number 22, Sean Donahue.
Welcome back once again, Case Western Reserve University. Trailing 2-1 to John Carroll. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Donahue, Levinson, and Anderson due up. Donahue, 0 for 1, flew out to right field in his first at-bat. And rockets that one through for a base hit, and that'll be the first hit of his collegiate career as it lands in left field. So congratulations to Sean Donahue for his first collegiate hit. They throw that baseball back in? I don't think they do anymore.
Batting for Case Western Reserve, number 2, Owen Levinson.
So I'll bring up Owen Levinson. We'll see if he's looking to lay one down here. He does square to bunt and bunts it foul, 0-1. Levinson drew a walk in his first at bat against Jamin Higley, who has looked very good today for John Carroll. Nice start for Higley. I was talking before about the OAC as that one misses outside, 1-1. And it is going to be a bear this year for the teams. There's some really good teams in the OAC. John Carroll trying to prove they're in that upper echelon of teams. So that one misses up high, 2-1. And Levinson went chasing after that one. And the count goes to 2-2. We'll see if the bunt's still on here, 2-2. Third baseman for John Carroll, Connor Maley, has taken a few steps back. Levinson still squaring a bunt, pulls it back, and takes a ball, 3-2. So the count full, nobody out. Again, we'll see if the bunt sign is still on here for Levinson. Swinging away, the runner goes, the pitch taken for ball 4. And so Levinson draws the walk, and that'll put 2 on
Now batting for Case
with
Western
nobody
Reserve,
out, and a chance here for the Spartans to put
Anderson.
a big number on the board in the 5th. Down a run, Jack Anderson coming to the plate, a dangerous hitter. And that will be it for Higley as a pitcher coming out of the bullpen here for John Carroll appears to be number 45. That's Matt Campbell. We'll tell you more about Campbell when we get back. A pitching change for John Carroll when we return. Welcome back. New pitcher on the mound for John Carroll is the sophomore out of Euclid, Ohio, Matt Campbell. Campbell, the right-handed pitcher out of Lakewood St. Ed's High School, getting the appearance today. I believe it's his first appearance of the season for John Carroll. Indeed it is. He appeared in 7 games last year, though, through 6 innings, allowed 11 hits, 11 runs, 10 of them earned, walked 7, struck out 6. Opponents hit .355 against Campbell last year. He had an ERA of 15. And will be tasked here coming into the game with 2 on, nobody out in the 5th. And trying to maintain a 2-1 lead. Plus, he'll have to do it against the top of the Case Western Reserve order. Anderson coming up, again, as dangerous a hitter as there's been in Division III this season. Singled in the first, grounded into a 6-6-3 double play in the third, and will look to come up here in the 5th with a chance to even the score, if not give the Spartans a lead. Again, Anderson this season leading all Division III players with 12 doubles. Play back in double play depth in the infield. First baseman and the third baseman pulled in. Middle infielders pulled slightly towards the bag. As Anderson swings and misses that one. I think Jack there was thrown off a little bit by the shortstop breaking back towards the bag. And he was just trying to make contact with something and send it through that left side of the infield. So it's now an 0-1 count. And he swings through that 0-2, and Anderson in an early hole here. Jack has been hard to strike out this season, just 4 strikeouts and 56 at-bats. But behind in the count here, 0-2, Campbell with a chance to put him away and get a big first out in the inning, the 0-2 pitch. And he lines that one, and it will be caught in right field. Staying at second base is Donahue. A good contact made there by Anderson with 2 strikes in the count. He hit a hard line drive, but just right at the right fielder. And Connolly was able to put it away out there for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone now, and Trey Haley will be the batter. Haley 1 for 2 in the game with a single. Donahue leads from second, Levinson from first. 1 out in the inning. Haley hitting at .370, takes the first pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. Well, the Spartans have certainly had their chances today, but haven't had much to show for it so far. The 1-0 on the way. In the dirt, 2-0. Spartans had runners in the corners at first, couldn't get a run across. Had the leadoff man on in the third, could not score a run later in the inning with a runner at first and 2 outs. Had a caught stealing in that third inning as that one misses for a ball. Spartans with double plays in the third and the fourth, so it's been a bit of a struggle here for the Spartans with men on base today. 3-0 on the way. And that's well outside, ball 4.
Now batting for the Spartans, number 31.
And so the base is now loaded for Case Western Reserve, and a chance here for Zach Carinci, who is really starting to percolate at the plate now. 1 for 2 in the game with a single and a run scored his last time up in the fourth. His average up to .268 on the year. Carinci, a guy who you expect to be hitting over .300. All of a sudden, his numbers starting to catch up with expectations as the season has gone on. He takes that fastball for a strike at the knees, 0-1. The junior designated hitter in today's game. Now the 0-1. Campbell sets. And delivers. Breaking ball hit in the air, deep towards left field. Back is the left fielder. It's over his head. 1 run in to score. Levinson rounds the corner. He will come in to score as well. Stopping at third is Haley. Pulling in at second with a 2 RBI double is Carinci. And the Spartans take the lead on 1 swing from Zach Carinci. Turns a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 advantage for Case Western Reserve. For Carinci, those are RBIs number 11 and 12 on the year. It's his 3rd double of the season, and it comes at an extremely opportune time, turning the tide of this game a little bit as the Spartans take their first lead of the contest. And now Nick Harms to the plate with 1 out, first base open. The infield in halfway against Harms, who is a power threat at the plate. He singled in his last at bat and takes that pitch up high for a ball, 1-0. And we'll have a meeting on the mound here, and in fact, we'll have a call of the bullpen. Pitching change will come with a 1-0 count on Harms. New pitcher coming in for John Carroll when we come back. New pitcher on the mound for the Blue Streaks will be Henry Darrow, the senior out of Oak Park, Illinois. Oak Park and River Forest High School. As he will come in with runners on at second and third.
Is there security here for the game, or are they just walking around and deciding to stop? Oh, they're probably watching. Okay.
Darrow has appeared in 3 games this season. He's thrown 7 innings, giving up 4 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. He has struck out 13 batters in those 7 innings. So he's been pretty good. ERA of 5.14, but again, a lot of strikeouts in just 7 innings. Darrow 1-1 on the year. It's his 4th appearance overall, including 1 start. As he finishes his warm-ups, a left-handed pitcher. And he will face Nick Harms here with the count at 1-0. He inherits a 1-0 count on Harms. Harms batting with 2 in scoring position and first base open. We'll see how Darrow attacks him. I imagine if you bring in a left-handed pitcher to face the lefty Harms, you're going to go after him in this situation. And he fouls back that first pitch, 1-1. Haley, the runner at third, Carinci at second, 1 out. 2 runs in already for the Spartans, who lead 3-2 over John Carroll. Here's the 1-1. And a called strike. It's 1-2. Oh, might have just caught the knees against Harms. Harms now hitting at .339 on the season. And a timeout called. And they call a strike for Harms for not being in the batter's box. And they call an automatic strike, so Harms, they'll say he wasn't in the batter's box in time, and they call him out on that. Unbelievable. So that'll go as a strikeout. Matt Englander is going to argue this. You know, I think what the argument is, or what the umpire said, is that it was a strike looking. He's supposed to stay in the batter's box in that situation. And because he stepped out, they called an automatic strike on him. And so that will be the second out of the inning. And the batter now will be Kevin McKenzie, who will bat here with 2 away and runners at second and third. And again, a chance for Kevin McKenzie now, who is 0 for 2 in the game, a strikeout swinging in the first, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his last time up. Red-hot Nick Tallarico is out on deck, so McKenzie's going to try to, at the very least, keep the inning going as he fouls that pitch back 0-1. McKenzie hitting at .357. Now the 0-1. In the dirt. 1-1 the count. Good job by the catcher, Lemire, to keep that in front of him. That pitch gets away, and it's a 4-2 game. Instead, he blocks it well there, and it keeps it a 1-run game. Second and third here with 2 away. The 1-1 offering from Darrow. And it's chopped over to short. Going to be a tough play. Olszewski has it. Throws on the run to first in time to get McKenzie for the out. And that ends the inning. But the Spartans get 2 on the board on 2 hits. They leave 2 stranded as well. And we'll move to the 6th. 3-2, Case Western Reserve leading. When we come back, it'll be Lemire, Orwell, and Suvak. 6, 7, and 8 in the order for John Carroll when we return. Welcome back once again. Is Case Western Reserve University leading now 3-2. And the first pitch, Logan Lemire hit deep towards center field on Draco back. Still going back and on the run, makes the grab. Logan on Draco has that smooth type of center field play that you see every once in a while, but he can just glide back to baseballs, and he caught up to that one.
Jared Orwell.
So I'll bring up Orwell, who has an RBI single to his name today, 1 for 2 in the game. Second at bat against McGowan as that one pops out of the glove of Donahue for a ball, 1-0. Two and 0. And a swing and a miss, 2-1 on Orwell, who's a .250 hitter on the season. Down low. 3-1 the count. No action in the bullpen. Austin McGowan, who struggled earlier in the game, starting to settle into pace here. He's now up to 53 pitches, and his 54th misses just outside, ball 4. So 1 out base runner, the potential game time run out there.
Number 51, Jordan Suvak.
I'll bring up Jordan Suvak, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Squaring a bunt here, gets it out in front of the plate. Donahue with it, throw to first in time to get the out. It'll be a sacrifice bunt for Suvak, 2-3 on the putout. It does move Orwell, the potential game time run, into scoring position for the 9-hitter, Eric Dalgenti. Dalgenti 1 for 2 with a double.
Now batting for John Carroll, number 3, Eric Dalgenti.
And that's low for ball 1. Dalgenti, a .264 hitter, a chance to tie the game up with a base hit. Outside corner for a called strike, 1-1. And 1-2. And McGowan a chance to get through the inning unscathed. Orwell takes his lead from second. Dalgenti at the plate. McGowan from the stretch, first base side of the rubber with a runner on at second and 2 away. In the dirt, 2-2. Patrick O'Connor up in the Spartan bullpen and throwing. As the 2-2 from McGowan. Breaking ball swung on and foul tipped, and just staying alive is Dalgenti. Count stays at 2-2. He just got a piece of that one to keep the at-bat going. So 2-2, 2 away. Dalgenti at the plate.
It was so embarrassing.
McGowan's pitch. Swung on third base side. Foul ball. They call it foul, and boy, the Spartans didn't like that call. Levinson saying it was fair. Call made by the home plate umpire there. Again, a 2-umpire system, so there's no umpire down that line. When it mattered anyway, that's the home plate umpire's ball until it crosses the line, and that was still in front of it, so count stays at 2-2. Pitch from McGowan. Curveball swung on, grounded towards short, circling it is Anderson. Throw to first, and it's in time to get the out. So Dalgenti grounds out to short. No runs, no hits, no errors. A man left on. 6th inning, bottom coming up. Tallarico, Andreyko, and Donahue due up for the Spartans, who lead 3-2. Nick Tallarico set to lead things off for Case Western Reserve. Tallarico really starting to cook at the plate now. 1 for 2 in the game today with a triple his last time up. Ball that went off the base of the wall in deep center field. This one popped up in the infield. See who settles underneath it. It's Olszewski, the shortstop. 1 pitch, 1 out. It's Tallarico retired by Darrow. And there's 1 gone here in the frame.
Now batting for the Spartans, number 7, Logan Andreyko.
So 1 out, and Logan Andreyko will be the batter. Andreyko is 0 for 2. A pop out to short and a ground out to second.
Do 20% off. Oh, I'm getting them. I'm getting them right now. And then you change.
And the count goes to 0-1.
Doesn't Cam have some similar to that? Oh, hers are orange. Hers are orange, yeah.
Now the 0-1. Down and away, 1-1 the count. That ball in the air, left field. Making the catch is Suvak, and there are 2 retired. So Andreyko retired for the 3rd time today. Now Sean Donahue will come to the plate. Donahue singled in his last at-bat, the first single of his collegiate career.
Donahue.
He's 1 for 2, hitting a .200 on the season. Later in that inning, came around to score the game-tying run. Hitting here with the bases empty and 2 away. Hard hit ground ball to short, easily fielded there by Olszewski, who throws to first, and that will retire the side. So a quick inning in the 6th for the Spartans. To the 7th we go, 3-2 the score. Top of the order for John Carroll. Olszewski, Connolly, and Hanley due up when we come back.
inning for John Carroll.
Welcome back, as the new pitcher on the mound for the Spartans will be the junior Patrick O'Connor. O'Connor, 2-1 on the year with an 0.87 ERA. He's making his 6th appearance out of the bullpen and comes into the game here in the 7th with his team leading by a run 3-2. First pitch, and boy, Olszewski, the shortstop, fouls that one hard off his leg. As he'll try to walk that one off a little bit. The count goes to 0-1. O'Connor, 2 saves on the year, 10 in the third innings. He's given up just 6 hits, opponents hitting only 154 against him. He's walked only 2, struck out 7. He's given up 4 runs, but only 1 of them have been earned. He's been a good year so far for O'Connor, the junior out of Austin, Texas. Ground ball to third and through for a base hit. That one gets through the infield. Hard hit ball by Olszewski, and he's on, representing the potential game-tying run with nobody out here in the 7th. The strikeout numbers have been down a bit for O'Connor, but he's been more effective overall. He's in some trouble here, though, with Connolly coming to the plate, and we'll see with the lefty up. And a runner on first if Connolly's looking to bunt. And a foul ball there. 0-1 the count. So an 0-1 count now. Connolly squares to bunt again, takes that outside for a ball, 1-1. Another one misses outside, 2-1. Levinson playing aggressively down that third baseline to guard against the bunt. Here's the 2-1. Outside again, 3-1. And the last thing you want to do if the batter's giving himself up here is issue a walk. And that's ball 4. And so O'Connor issues the walk, and there's now 2 on with nobody out in the inning.
Stepping up to the plate for the Blue Streaks, number 8, Justin Hanley.
And the batter will be Justin Hanley, who can turn this game quickly. Hanley hitting at .316 on the season. He has 5 home runs, 14 runs batted in. 0 for 3 in the game today with a couple ground outs to third and a strikeout looking. First pitch popped up, foul territory. Long look for Donahue, and he can't get there. Donahue is on the run. I'm surprised that Tallarico didn't call him off there. Either way, it goes as a foul. A catchable ball, but a tougher play for Donahue. So with an 0-1 count now, runners at first and second. O'Connor gives a quick look back to second base. Now from the stretch, delivers the pitch. And it's down low for a ball, 1-1. 3-2 the score, the Spartans leading. And that misses down and in, 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch. Another one down low, 3-1. Pardon me, he calls a strike on that, so it's 2-2. Kyle Geerding is up in the bullpen for the Spartans. Geerding, who has been used primarily as a starter this year, but might be getting an inning in here if needed. O'Connor hoping it doesn't come to that. It's a 2-2 count. And it's hit in the air, right field. Playable out there for Harms, who gets underneath it and makes the catch for the out. He throws behind the runner at second, but back in time is Olszewski. And there's a big first out for O'Connor and the Spartans.
Now batting for John Carroll, number 34, Bryce Holt.
So Hanley retired, and now Bryce Holt will be the batter. Holt has been on base in each of his last 2 trips to the plate, and I think we'll get a pinch. No, pardon me, that is Holt who comes up. Holt grounded out in the second, was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the fourth, doubled in the fifth. Takes that down low. Holt is hitting at .265 on the year. He's driven in 10 runs this season, 3 home runs, 3 doubles now on the year as well. He has runners at first and second with his team trailing by a run, 3-2, the Spartans leading. O'Connor trying to keep the lead intact, in some trouble here in the 7th. That one's fouled away, and the count evens at 1-1. Now the 1-1. And it misses inside, 2-1. Connor struggling a bit with the strike zone here. 15 pitches now in the day so far. 7 in the strike zone, 8 out of it. Runner goes for third. The pitch hit in the air, deep towards right center field. Back is Andreyko, and he'll make the catch. And having to go all the way back to second base is Olszewski. And so he doesn't tag. And a big second out there. Boy, Holt got a lot of that one, but that's the deep part of this ballpark.
Number 26, Connor Maley.
And the park had just enough to hold that one, as Andreyko was able to get to that in time for the second out of the inning. So now 2 gone, and the batter will be Connor Maley. Maley 0 for 1, a walk, a sac bunt, and a strikeout swinging today. Fastball at the knees for a strike, 0-1. O'Connor trying to work around trouble here in the 7th. He's walked the tightrope so far. Can he get to the other side? The 0-1 pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-1. Coach Englander backing up Levinson a step, moving him another step off the line as the pitch comes. Line drive over towards second base, over the head of Trey Haley. It drops in for a base hit. Going in from second base to score is Olszewski. Connolly goes to third. It's an RBI hit for Maley, and we're all even. 3-3 the score in the 7th. That was just out of the reach of Trey Haley at second base.
Number 17, Logan Lemire.
And it drops in for a base hit to tie the score. So we're all even again. 3-3 the score in the 7th inning. And the catcher, Logan Lemaire, will be the batter. Lemaire has been hit by 2 pitches today. He squares to bunt there, pulls it back, and takes a called strike. 0-1. Interesting. Runners on the corners with 2 away. Line foul, and the count goes to 0-2. We'll see if Maley is in motion here. He's attempted only 1 steal so far this year, both first and third, and runners on the corners, and 2 away. It'll be interesting to see if John Carroll tries to force the issue. The runner does go, and the pitch is just down low for a ball, and Maley takes second base uncontested. It does go as a steal. Looked awfully close to being strike 3 there. So now 2 in scoring position for Lemaire. And he jabs that one foul, and the count stays at 1-2. Lemaire hitting a .286 on the year. 8 RBIs. The pitch. Just inside, and it goes to 2-2. Might be the last batter for O'Connor either way. Another one fouled away. Count stays at 2-2. Geerding ready in the bullpen. Another 2-2 coming up. O'Connor delivers. Lofted down the line, right field, but it lands foul. And the count remains at 2-2. O'Connor trying to put away Lemaire. The pitch. Ground ball hit toward short. Anderson has it, throws, and it's in time to get the out. And that ends the inning, but John Carroll ties the game with a run on 2 hits. 2 men left stranded. 7th inning, bottom of the frame coming up. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Spartans. Levinson, Anderson, and Haley due up when we return.
Number 2, Owen Levinson.
Welcome back once again. It's Case Western Reserve University with a tie game here as we move into the bottom of the 7th. Owen Levinson leading things off. He's walked twice today and takes the first pitch from Darrow for a ball. Darrow pitched a 1-2-3-6, got John Carroll out of some trouble in the 5th as well, and has worked well in his appearance so far today, but falls behind Levinson 2-0, who walked in the 3rd, walked in the 5th. He scored one of the 2 Spartan runs in the 5th inning. Lifts that one down the line in right field, but foul. And the count goes to 2-1. Again, Levinson still hitting at .500 on the year. Limited plate appearances for Levinson, but he's played good defense at third. He swung a decent bat, done a good job at the bottom of the lineup seeing pitches today, which if nothing else, that's certainly an accomplishment and something you want out of your 9-hitter. And then on top of that, there's the 2-1 on the way. Down low, and it's 3-1. Now the 3-1 pitch. And it's in there for a strike. Full count, 3-2. It'll be Levinson, Anderson, and Haley due up here in the 7th for the Spartans. As it's a cold strike, 3 on the inside corner, and Levinson down looking.
Now batting for the Spartans, number 5, Jack Anderson.
So Levinson retired. That's now 6 straight sat down by Darrow since coming into the game. And then back to the top of the order as Jack Anderson will come to the plate. Anderson 1 for 3, a single, a grounded ball into double play, and a fly out to right. And he has another fly ball to right field. And Anderson retired quickly. There are 2 gone.
Now batting for Case Western Reserve, number 19, Trey Haley.
So 2 outs now, and Trey Haley will be the batter. Haley's been on base 2 times, a single in the 3rd, a walk in the 5th. He's 1 for 2. Struck out swinging back in the 1st inning as well. Hitting at .370 on the year. Takes that outside for a ball, 1-0. Zach Carinci, who's 2 for 3, is out on deck. Hoping to get a shot here in the 7th. Strike on the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Breaking ball. Outside corner, 1-2. And swing and a miss, strike 3. They'll have to complete the play. Nope, they won't. Thought they were going to have to throw down to first on that, but they say the catcher caught it cleanly, and that'll be strike 3. So Haley down swinging, 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 in the game for Darrow. And we'll move to the 8th, 3-3 the score. Bottom of the order for John Carroll, Orwell, Suvak, and Dalgenti due up when we return. Welcome back once again, Case Western Reserve. And John Carroll all even, 3-3 the score. Top of the 8th inning coming up, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Spartans is the 6'4 righty out of Cincinnati, Ohio, Kyle Geerding. Geerding, 2-0 on the year. He's making his 5th appearance of the season. 3 of those have been starts, and in fact, he's coming off a UAA Athlete of the Week honor last week after he went a career-high 7 innings and struck out a career-high 8 batters in a win over Adrian. For the season, he's 2-0 with a 2.50 ERA and 21 strikeouts in 18 innings of work. He's been probably the most consistent starter that the Spartans have had this year. 7 runs total, 5 of them earned through 18 innings of work. Opponents hitting .280 against him. He had another good start earlier in the year against Washington Jefferson. And here he'll try to get at least an inning of relief in as he gets ready, I'm sure, to start one of the games this weekend against Washington University. He'll face the bottom of the order here in the 8th, looking to keep it tied at 3. Orwell, Suvak, and Dalgenti due up. First pitch from Geerding a fastball just below the letters for a called strike to Orwell, and the count goes to 0-1. Orwell's been on base each of his last 2 trips to the plate with an RBI single and a walk. He's also popped out. So 1 for 2 on the day, chops that one foul, and the count goes to 0-2 on Orwell. Geerding has made an impressive leap forward here in his sophomore year, although he certainly showed plenty of signs of being an effective pitcher last year, but has really just broke through this season. Shakes off a couple signs, throws a fastball, it gets lined down the first baseline, and the count stays at 0-2. Always wonder when you see a pitcher shake off a couple of signs. You obviously see the end result, what they went for, but you don't see what they shook off. You got to imagine one of those was a curve. And there's the curve, and it swung on and missed at strike 3. Well, that Geerding curveball has been great this season, and it looked real sharp there. I think he officially calls it a slider, but it's got a little bit of downward movement to it as well. As a pinch hitter coming up here for Suvac, that will be number 56, Jack Harmon. So Harmon will step up to the plate. Harmon, a 6'2" sophomore out of Evergreen Park, Illinois, right-handed hitter. And the fastball, a called strike on the outside corner. The umpire keeping us in a bit of suspense up here. We have the windows closed today. It's almost time to open up the windows up here, but we're not quite there yet. It's still a little chilly out for the press box dwellers. As that ball grounded hard to third, Levinson across the diamond gets it there in time. And Harmon, the pinch hitter, retired. 2 gone quickly. Now the 9-hitter, Eric Dalgenti, will step to the plate. Dalgenti 1 for 3, a double in his only hit of the game. It came back in the 4th. He's also flown out to center, grounded out to shortstop. Ball's popped up, fouling out of play, 0-1. Now the 0-1. And inside. Brings the count to 1-1. It's the first ball today thrown by Geerding. So 1-1. 2 away. Bases are empty. Here's the pitch. Curveball, line, center field. Coming in is Andreyko, but it lands in front of him for a base hit. And so Dalgenti with his 2nd hit of the game, 8th hit of the game for John Carroll. It comes with 2 outs and puts the potential go-ahead run on the base pass with the top of the order coming up. Joel Olszewski stands in. He's 1 for 4 in the game with a single and scored the go-ahead run last inning. Pardon me, the game-tying run last inning after leading the frame off with a base hit. Pitch is taken down and out for a ball, 1-0. Dalgenti 1 steal on 2 attempts this season. We'll see if he tries to get into scoring position with 2 outs. Fastball up high, 2-0. Now the 2-0 on the way. Fastball, the letters, called strike. And it's 2-1. Strikeout and a ground out to start the inning against Geerding, but a single by Dalgenti. He's now running. The pitch taken for a ball. Throw down to second, not in time. And it's a stolen base by Dalgenti, who's now in scoring position as the count goes to 3-1 on Olszewski at the plate. So 3-1 the count. Geerding wants the signs recycled. Here's the 3-1. And it's in the dirt, ball 4. And so 2 on now. And that will bring Sean Connolly to the plate.
Number 19, Sean Connolly.
Connolly 1 for 3 in the game. Struck out looking in the first, singled in the third, grounded out to short in the 5th, drew a walk in the 7th. His 5th plate appearance of the game. The lefty awaits the pitch from Geerding with 2 on and 2 away. Is Geerding in a little bit of trouble now? And it's lined off of Geerding's glove, and it will land safely for an infield hit. It pops out of Geerding's glove, but he was lucky to just get a glove on that. If he doesn't, that's going up the middle and through and probably bringing a run across.
Batting for John Carroll.
Instead, it loads the bases with 2 away for Justin Hanley. And we'll bring the pitching coach for the Spartans out as Steve Grunberg will go out to have a talk with Geerding. Bit of a tough luck inning here for Geerding. He gave up a base hit to Dalgenti with 2 outs, then a walk to Olsavsky, and then a single just there to Connolly on a ball hit off of Geerding's glove. And so the bases are now loaded with 2 away in the frame. See if Geerding can work out of trouble here. John Carroll has left 9 men on the base path so far. There are 3 big runners out there right now for the Blue Streaks. And if you're Geerding, a tough out at the plate here. And Justin Hanley, who the Spartans have held in check. Hanley came into the game with 5 home runs, 14 RBIs, and hitting at .333. He is 0 for 4 so far, 2 ground outs, a fly out, and a strikeout looking. First pitch. Down and out for a ball, 1-0. Now the 1-0 from Geerding. Can't hold up, and the count evens, 1-1. Well, you run into a second issue here if you're the Spartans, and it's that you probably don't want to push Geerding too much today, knowing that he's probably going to start for you on Saturday. Ground ball, first base, fielded nicely by Tallarico, who makes the play at first for the out, and that ends the inning. So once again, John Carroll leaves 3 on the base paths. They've left 12 total on the base paths today. But the Spartans escape trouble in the 8th. It'll stay a 3-3 game as we move into the bottom of the inning. Due up for the Spartans, the heart of the order, Carinci, Harms, and McKenzie when we come back. Welcome back as the Spartans and the Blue Streaks, crosstown opponents, all even here. 3-3 as we move into the bottom of the 8th. New left fielder for John Carroll, Ryan Funderburg, the sophomore out of Solon. He takes over in left as the batter at the plate is Zach Carinci. Carinci from right across the border from Funderburg over in Twinsburg takes a called strike 0-1. Now the 0-1. Down low, 1-1. It'll be Carinci, Harms, and McKenzie. Heart of the Spartan order here in the 8th as they try to take the lead back heading into the 9th. Up high, 2-1. Carenci's average up to 281 after he was really scuffling through the first couple of weeks of the season, battling some injuries, but seems at least at the plate to have his bat back now. A single, a 2 RBI double today for Carinci. Called strike there, and that evens the count, 2-2. Now the 2-2 pitch. Full 3-2. And breaking ball missed down low. Darrow has pitched well since coming into the game. He's retired the first 8 batters he's faced. Carinci, the 9th batter of the day. And he takes it for ball 4, so the first Spartan to reach against Darrow is Carinci. He's on at first now for Nick Harms. Well, Harms had maybe the most controversial at bat of the game when he was called for a 3rd strike for not being ready to bat or not being in the batter's box. Not exactly sure what the call was on it. It came with runners at 2nd and 3rd and 1 out in the inning, and ended up being a huge play, really stalled the Spartans' momentum, as that's a called strike, 0-1. That was the first batter that Darrow faced. So he got credit for a strikeout on that. As that comes inside and hits Harms. And now he'll be on at first base. Second base is Carinci. And now Kevin McKenzie here, potentially an opportunity to lay down a bunt and move the 2 runners into scoring position.
Kevin McKenzie.
Tyler Horvath is up in the bullpen and warming, the preseason All-America first-team reliever. And I think we're going to get a pitching change here. We'll see if it's a pitching change or just a meeting on the mound. No one has moved to the bullpen door yet. In fact, now the signal will come, and we will get a pitching change for John Carroll. So new pitcher with 2 on and nobody out to face Kevin McKenzie when we come back. Welcome back. New pitcher on the mound for John Carroll will be Roger Simon, the righty, a first year out of Niles, Illinois. Wilmette Loyola Academy, a business major for John Carroll. He's making just his 3rd appearance of the season. Simon, though, yet to allow a run through 5 innings this year. Over those 2 appearances, he's allowed just 2 hits. Opponents hitting 133 against him. He struck out 7, walked only 2. Both the hits he's allowed have been singles, and so head coach Bobby Bell putting some faith in his first-year pitcher on the mound here to try to get a couple of big outs. He comes in a tricky situation with runners at first and second, nobody out, and Kevin McKenzie will be the batter. Long meeting for the Spartans here as well. Good speed out there with Carinci and Harms.
Number 10, Kevin McKenzie.
Kevin McKenzie will be the batter when play resumes here. McKenzie hitting a .345, but I have to imagine he's going to be looking to lay one down. Try to move those runners into scoring position if he can. McKenzie, a pretty good bunter. Not really your prototypical 5-hitter in a lineup. First pitch is the infield playing in against him at the corners. He does square to bunt, pulls it back, and takes it low for ball one, 1-0. Now Simon sets. Here's his 1-0. And again, it's down and out, 2-0. And a meeting on the mound is the catcher. Lemaire will head out to the mound here to have a talk with his first-year pitcher, who has thrown the first 2 offerings of the day out of the strike zone. So 2-0 the count. 2 on, nobody out for the Spartans, trying to break through in the 8th. And McKenzie bunts that foul. 2-1. Well, again, it's been one of those days where the Spartans just haven't been able to break through. They've had certainly some opportunities. That one might have caught the umpire, and I think that's why the umpire in the field came over to give a breather to his fellow ump behind the plate. 2-1 on the way. And that's bunted up in the air, foul territory, coming over and making a diving catch is the catcher, Lemaire. And that's a huge out.
Now batting for the Spartans, number 29, Nick Tallarico.
So 1 gone now, and Nick Tallarico will be the batter. Well, that changes things. After a walk and a hit batter to start the inning, Simon enters the game, falls behind 2-0 against McKenzie, but then gets a foul bunt and a popped-up bunt. And gets an out there with keeping the runners at first and second, and that is huge. So now it's up to Nick Tallarico with 1 out and 2 on. First pitch. And he checks swings and fouls it back, 0-1. Tallarico, a triple to deep center field for his only hit of the game today. He's 1 for 3, also has flown out and popped out. Tallarico coming off a 2-home run game on Sunday at Baldwin Wallace. Base hit here would get the job done, though. The 0-1. And he checks his swing, but takes it for strike 2. It's an 0-2 count. Here's the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, 1-2. Carinci, the runner at second, Harms at first. Simon's 1-2 pitch to Tallarico on the way. Up high, count evens, 2-2. So after falling behind, 0-2, Tallarico is even the count. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Popped up, foul. And the count stays at 2-2 as it lands out of play. Three runs, 9 hits, 1 error for John Carroll today. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Spartans. Here's the 2-2 again. Breaking ball swung on and missed at strike 3. And Simon gets his second out of the inning and now an out away from getting out of the frame unscathed. Logan Andreyko will try to stand in his way here. 0 for 3 in the game. A pop out, a ground out, and a fly out for Andreyko. First pitch to Andreyko. Fastball outside, 1-0. Sean Donahue is out on deck. Now the 1-0. Breaking ball misses down low, and it's 2-0. 3-3 the score. The Spartans had 2 on with nobody out here in the 8th, but those two still standing in the same spot. Carinci at second, Harms at first. It's a 2-0 count on Andreyko with 2 away in the frame. That's down low, ball 3. Now the 3-0 offering. Here's the pitch. And it misses, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk, and the bases are loaded for the Spartans with 2 outs here in the 8th. And we'll see, are they going to let the first year bat, or is it going to be a pinch hitter here?
Batting for Case Western Reserve, number 22, Sean Donahue.
And I think they will let Donahue bat. So Donahue, who had his first hit of his career earlier in the day, will be the batter. Coach Englander has the opportunity here to go to Jay Smith if he wanted to. Smith, a little bit more of a veteran hitter, a sophomore, and has seen some more at-bats this season. But sticking with Donahue here, who's 1 for 3 in the game with a run scored. Bases loaded, first pitch. And it misses inside, ball 1. Besides being a bit more veteran, Smith also a lefty, so he get the benefit of a lefty matchup against a righty, but riding with the first-year player here. And a called strike on the lower outside corner, 1-1. Now the 1-1. Simon to Donahue. Breaking ball on the outer half of the plate, and that's a 1-2 count now. And Simon a strike away from working out of the inning. 1-2, 2 away, runners on all the bases for the Spartans. Breaking ball away, and boy, that was a great job by the catcher to keep that in front of him. Otherwise, it's a 1-run lead for the Spartans. The count goes to 2-2. Logan Lemaire has made 2 big plays this inning. That's the second of 2. Fastball, line drive, right field, and it's over the head, misjudged in right field, and that will allow at least 2 to score. Here comes Andreyko from first. The throw is up the line, and Sean Donahue delivers a go-ahead, bases-clearing 3-run double, and the Spartans lead 6-3. Have a day, Sean Donahue. Unbelievable. So Donahue rockets one to right field. He takes one the opposite way, clears the bases, and the Spartans take a 6-3 lead. And now Owen Levinson to the plate. Behind in the count, 1-2. Donahue eventually works his way back even in the count, and then again in his first career start, drives in 3 with a double in the 8th to break a 3-3 tie. Now Owen Levinson, who's been on base twice today with a pair of walks, takes a strike on the outside corner, and the count goes to 0-1. Now that's got to feel good for Donahue. As that one sent up towards the middle, diving stop by the shortstop Olszewski, throw to first, not in time, and it's an infield single for Levinson. Donahue wisely staying at third on that. So runners on the corners now. That was a big play by Olszewski just to keep that ball from going into the outfield. If that does get into the outfield, chances are Donahue scores with 2 outs on that play. Instead, it keeps it at a 3-run game. Runners on the corners, 2 away. Jack Anderson will be the batter, who's 1 for 4 in the contest. He's hitting a .433 on the season, the 8th batter to come up this inning for the Spartans, who have brought 3 across the plate already. And that one misses inside for a ball. Taking second base is Levinson on the steal. Uncontested, but not a defensive indifference in that situation, as the count goes to 1-0. First steal of the season for Levinson. So 2 in scoring position now for Anderson, who takes it down low, ball 2, 2-0. And that may be, we may get another pitching change here. No signal to the bullpen yet, so maybe just a meeting on the mound. So no pitching change. So it's a 2-0 count now. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And it misses inside, 3-0. First base open here. You got to imagine Anderson's getting a green light, 3-0-2 to swing. If you're Simon, you can't give him a pitch to hit here. Too good. And he is swinging, and he fouls it off, 3-1. Yeah, you knew Anderson, if he got a pitch he liked, he was going to try to ambush Simon there. But fouls back to 3-0. So it's a 3-1 count now. Three-one pitch. That ball lifted in the air towards the gap. Right center field coming over, and it drops in. 1 run into scores. Donahue crosses the plate. Levinson scores as well. It's a 2 RBI single for Jack Anderson, and the Spartans now lead 8-3. For Anderson, that's RBIs number 13 and 14 on the season. There have been 5 runs scored in the inning for the Spartans. And we'll get a pitching change here for John Carroll on the second meeting of the inning. So John Carroll making the pitching change. The Spartans with 5 across in the 8th. We'll be back in just a minute.
Haley.
Trey Haley, the batter for the Spartans, who all of a sudden lead in this one 8-3. Took a couple innings, but the Spartans bats waking up here in the 8th. 5 runs across, 3 on a 3 on a bases clearing double by Sean Donahue as that pitch low and out from the new pitcher Maxwell Shoemaker, and Anderson with a steal. That'll be his 8th steal of the season. Count goes to 1-0 on Haley. So Shoemaker here in relief of Simon. That will be the 3rd pitcher of the inning for John Carroll. As Darrow currently in line for the loss if the score holds. Ground ball off the third baseman, and no play. We'll go base hit on that one, and that'll be a single for Haley.
Now batting for the Spartans.
Anderson moves up to third.
Zach Carinci.
And so now Zach Carinci will be the batter with... Carinci will be the batter here with runners on the corners and 2 away. Carinci started the inning off, walked. Throw down to second with the runner going and sliding safely into second base is Haley with the steal, and the Spartans running the bases here in the 8th as well. Carinci now hitting at .281. Had a 2 RBI double earlier in the game. Going to get another hit here with 2 in scoring position and 2 away. And he rifles that one towards the line in right field, tailing foul, and it will get out of play. And the count goes to, I believe, 1-1 on Carinci. Now the 1-1. Chop foul. And it's a 1-2 count now on Carinci. 8-3 the score. The Spartans with 5 across here in the 8th inning. Here's the 1-2. And that ball hit in the air, center field and deep, but should be playable. And making the catch in center to end the inning is Dalgenti. But the damage done in the 8th for the Spartans as they score 5 runs on 4 hits, leave 2 on, and they'll take an 8-3 lead heading into the 9th against John Carroll. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back as Case Western Reserve looking to close this one out. All of a sudden, what looked like it might be a tight game for Horvath. He'll have a little bit more room to work here as he takes the mound in a non-save situation. Tyler Horvath, the junior, the new pitcher for the Spartans, 0-1 on the year with a 3.52 ERA, 6 appearances out of the bullpen. He has 3 saves. Through 7 2/3 innings, he's allowed 8 hits, 6 runs, 3 of them earned. He's walked 4 and struck out 6. Horvath not quite as dominant in the early going of the season as he was last year, but has still been effective. Did struggle his last time out on Sunday against Baldwin Wallace and is looking to settle back in here. He'll face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the ninth for John Carroll as they'll try to even the score. They need 5 to tie, 6 to go ahead, and the first pitch from Horvath is down low for a ball, 1-0. Foul back, and it's 1-1. So Horvath out of Twinsburg, Ohio, takes the hill to try to close things out in the ninth, give the Spartans their 8th win of the year. A closely played game, but the Spartans pulling away late and hoping to stay ahead late. Up high there, it's 2-1. Spartans will head into conference play this weekend at Washington University. Bears are off to a solid start to their year. Now 13-4 on the year. The Spartans took 3 of 4 from the Bears last season, winning each of the 3 games that they won on walk-off hits. Called strike of the letters, full count 3-2. The last 2 wins they had against WashU were on walk-off home runs by Nick Harms, who had 4 home runs in that 4-game series. I'm sure Nick excited to get a chance at his hometown team once again. Nick out of St. Louis. That ball sent in the air, shallow center, and it drops in for a base hit for Holt. So he starts the inning off with a single against Horvath. Runner on now with nobody out. Batter will be Connor Maley, the third baseman. Maley hitting a .348 on the year. His RBI single his last time up that tied the game at 3-3 back in the 7th. He's 1 for 2 on the day today. Also has a walk and a sac bunt. As that one's down low for a ball. 1-0. Besides Horvath, Matt Trout taking over in center field for the Spartans. As that ball lifted in the air to left field where Logan Andreyko now resides. And he puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 gone. Pardon me, 1 gone, excuse me. Holt retreats to first base.
Number 17 is Logan Lemire.
Now bring up Logan Lemire. One away. Runner at first. Lemire hitting a .279 on the year. Takes that one up high for a ball, 1-0. Lemire 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch twice, is also flown out and grounded out. Called strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Spartans will be back home in about a week and a half, hosting Emory University. Ground ball third base. Levinson with it to second for 1. On to first. Picked by Tallarico. 5-4-3 double play turn to end the game, and the Spartans get the win. So Case Western Reserve with a 5-run 8th inning, including 3 off the bat of first-year Sean Donahue. The Spartans take a 8-3 win over John Carroll. John Carroll drops to 10-6 following the loss. The Spartans improved to 8-6 with the win. The winning pitcher is Kyle Geerding. Geerding now 3-0 on the year. No save in the game. The loss goes to Darrow, and Darrow on the season for John Carroll will drop to 1-2 for the campaign. Game lasted 2 hours and 40 minutes. Attendance here is 157 for the day. Want to thank everyone once again for joining us today. Reminder, we'll be back in approximately a week and a half as the Spartans return home to face Emory University. In the meantime, they'll be on the road taking on Washington University next week, or this weekend, I should say, in St. Louis. Thanks again for tuning in, everyone. Once again, final score here from Case Western Reserve. The Spartans 8, the Blue Streaks 3. Have a great evening, everybody.